This is how the callback tracker widget looks on a website. As you can see here, it's displayed with a multi-icon option that displays the different forms of communication available. Go ahead and press on that. The pop-up pops up and you can see the different styles here. You could have 4 or more different style variations of the callback tracker widget. At the top, you have the avatar and the heading text, which are both accessible to the back end, and you're able to change it to whatever you like. Here, the customer can type in the phone number and through the two-way calling system, be connected with one of your agents. They could choose what department they would like to be connected with and then request the callback here. Now, if they know a certain time that they would like to be called at, or if it's a time that's not available during business hours, they could schedule a call here, the time and the day that most suits their needs. And they'll be automatically connected with an available agent during this time. Next up at the bottom, we give them multiple forms of communicating with you through the website. Here is the live chat feature where they can converse with one of your agents who are available on the site directly. After that, we'll jump into SMS. Here you could allow the visitor to type in their phone number and their message so that they could chat with you via text messaging. And once again, they could select the department that best suits their needs. And this entire feature can be removed if you don't want multiple departments displayed. After that, we'll jump into email. And this lets customers connect using email if that's their preference. And after that, we'll have WhatsApp, which lets them connect using WhatsApp if that's the type of communication they prefer. Now, what makes Callback Tracker stand out is its ability to have all the various forms of communication available that best suits the visitor's needs so that they can't leave the site without having an option to connect with you. This will be your main dashboard. Here it shows you the total number of calls, the duration of all the calls made, and the average duration of each call. If you scroll down here, you could see all the calls that were made, the reps, the dates, and so on. So we'll start by clicking on this little info button. Here you could type in someone's name and any kind of information you want to put about them and hit save. Here, if you click on this button, it'll actually display the phone call that you just had. And this is the source of where the contact filled out the form. So on the left, under Activities tab is where you'll spend most of your time. We'll go next under Scheduled Calls. Here you can see all the calls that were scheduled by your potential customer. And once again, you see all the tabs at the top. And what you can do here is actually click on the filter and filter things out based on the different websites, what times they were scheduled from, and the different dates. Next up on the left, we'll go into text messages. Here you can see on the dashboard the total number of texts sent, and then different phone numbers and the messages that you have here. After that, we have active chats. If you click on this button here, you can see the actual chat. We're going to jump down into the callback widget. Here in the callback widget, you could have multiple websites that the callback tracker app is on. And you can see all of the different representatives in each site as well. So we could go ahead and add a representative. Here you could add the representative's number and the phone for texting SMS. And then add their email address so that they get the notifications as well. If we scroll down, now you see the representative. Whoops, scrolled a little too far. So next, we're going to click on departments. Here you could add a different department name like sales and have people be a part of various departments so you could track them and give them different rights of access. We could choose who we want to add to that department. And now we could see they're added to the department. Okay, going back. Next up, we'll see code embed. And this is where you could copy the code, copy to your clipboard, or send instructions to your webmaster. An alternative to this is if you have WordPress, you could actually download our plugin and utilize that for seamless transactions. Next, we'll go to the widget style. Now, this is where you could change the view of the actual widget. You can see here it's in the vertical view, but if we click on the original modal view, you could see how it changes here. There's a few different options, so choose the one that best fits your website. Next up is the logo. Here we added a avatar, and that's how we personalized it. After that, you could go into the widget style, and this is where you change the coloring and the fonts, and it's pretty straightforward there. You could change the button style. If we change the hover mode and all that, you could change it from green to red to whatever colors fit your site the best. After that is the clock view. Here we have the number color here and the input fields. Then you hit save and you move on to the next section, which would be the animated button style. Multi-icons have changing icons that show the various options for people to contact you. You can also choose the standard version if all you want to do is call. And you could actually upload an avatar, whether it's a different logo or someone's face that you want to add here. Once again, you could change the color as well as the position from right to left. Then you could enable the tooltip, which is the hover above the avatar. You hit save and you move on to the next section. Here under schedule, we could actually create our time zone and enable auto call, which allows people to schedule calls when you're not having business hours available. Following that, we'll go into the widget settings. Okay, this is where we could get a little more technical. We could change the dial-in time that you see on the widget. We could decide on whether we want it to show up on mobile devices, have call recording, and show the different departments, as well as have sound effects. This is all seen on your website through the widget. You could also enable and disable the various widget tabs, whether you want the chat tab, SMS tab, email tab, and the WhatsApp tab. You could turn these on or off as you want, and they'll be displayed only when you select them. Here's the voice message. This is what they will hear when they are trying to connect a call with you. You could change the text yourself, change whether it's a man or woman, and change the accent and language. What's cool is you could actually upload your own audio file and have that be read instead of this automatic text-to-speech file. So if you have your favorite celebrity, you could also have them read something for you. Next up is the call whisper. So here you could turn this on or off. This is what your sales representatives will hear Once again, you could change the language and the accent, whether it's a man or woman, and turn that feature on or off. After that, we'll head into text messages. If you decide to have text messaging on, what this will do is send almost like a business card to your visitor after the conversation is completed. After that, we'll go into caller ID, and you could choose whether you want to display callback tracker's default number, display the customer's number. After that, we'll go into the settings for tracking, and here you could track how much time is spent on the website, how long you want the widget to be seen, and the sensitivity, and all the different aspects of how you want the callback tracker widget to be displayed, where you want the widget to show up or not show up. After that, we'll jump into button settings. Here you can see if you want the animated button on, or if you only want it after scrolling. Here's the widget messages. So you could change what you want the widget to say when it comes to the different actions that they take. Next, we'll go into Google Analytics. This is how you'll get all the tracking information into your Google Analytics. Next up is the caller ID, and you could choose whether you want to turn that on or off. We'll jump back here and we'll click on banned phones and IPS. If you're getting a lot of spam or people who are calling from the same number multiple times, you could add their number or their IP address here and make sure that they can't reach you anymore. And once again, if you don't want to have to remove all your code from your WordPress or from your website, you could go ahead and just click stop. Next up, we'll move on to the live chat. Here in the live chat, you could add different agents and choose their roles. Then we'll go into chat settings. So if you wanted to have broader hours apart from the callback tracker, you could have the chat option go a little bit longer through the night. After that, we'll jump into canned messages. In this feature, you could actually create shortcuts. For example, we'll put \hi, which can create a whole message that says, "Hi, can I help you?" You can create as many of these as you want. Another great feature Callback Tracker offers is integrations. Here, all you have to do is generate an API key, and you can integrate with Zapier, and that allows you to integrate with hundreds of different software, as well as being able to integrate with our new partner, Salesforce. And all you have to do is add your API key, and you're able to integrate Callback Tracker directly with any of these software.